All right, Aries, I'm going to give this deck a nice clean cut, and we will see what's in the cards for all you gorgeous things. Gorgeous Aries. 9 of Cups. 2 of Swords. 9 of Swords. Okay, good. This is good. There's the worry bug that tends to plague everybody. But when it comes to you, because it will, it's just part of life. When you start worrying about stuff, recognize it for what it is. It's just your mind doing something that it's habituated to do. And what you're being called on to do is to not go unconscious during the worry cycle. Nip it in the bud. And it's saying if you have some sort of regular meditation practice, it's going to make it easier for you to focus your mind and say, let's shut that down. No need to worry about anything, because worry is simply a miscreative use of the mind. Worry means that you're trying to live in the future. Now, if a worry comes up that's based on something that's trying to tell you, stop doing this, fix this, and then fix it. If you do that, then the worry will stop. If it's simply your deep mind or your guide trying to alert you to something that you need to fix, and as soon as you fix it, then it'll stop. It's usually not that, though. It's usually some sort of habit of worry, and the reason why you don't want to do that is it keeps you down. Yes, it can create more things to worry about. There is that. And a lot of people talk about that. And it's true. The mind is creative, and it will keep you, creating more things that are worthy of worry. And then it'll be a self-fulfilling prophecy. That is true. But in addition to that, even if that's not the case, what it does is it keeps you from enjoying your life. That whole time that you're worrying, you're not enjoying something. And that's not the universe's will for you. It's not God's will that you be worried. It's God's will that you be happy. So if you're not happy, you know that something's wrong inside. And that doesn't mean anything other than there needs to be a correction. And when you have the 9 of Cups on one side and the 9 of Swords on the other side, it's telling you that these two 9s are well, first of all, the 9 represents the moon. And the moon represents your magnetism and also your power to manifest. So it's saying you're going to manifest something. Which will it be? Because the 9 of Cups is being satisfied. The 9 of Cups is being happy. The 9 of Cups is being prosperous, and anything else that you like. It doesn't matter what it is. If it makes you happy, that's the 9 of Cups, because it'll pull in what you want. The 9 of Swords is all of the opposite of that. What you're afraid of, what might happen, what you don't want to have happen. You're worried that will happen. It's walking around with that dread of what's, the inevitable future. And so, but you can't do both. It's saying you have to make a choice. You have to decide which basically world you want to live in. And the 2 of Swords is the vehicle through which you can actually make choice, because it focuses the mind. If your mind isn't focused and you're not being conscious or aware, then you just go into habit. Most of us are going to go into the 9 of Swords because that's more habit in this world than the 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups takes discipline. The 9 of Cups, keeping your mind, kind of uplifted, and your emotions uplifted, and expecting the best and manifesting the best, that takes discipline, because it goes against the grain of what the world is all about. The world is all about worry. The world is all about everything is ruined, everything's bad, nothing's good. So when you take a stand and you say, I'm going to live in my 9 of Cups rather than my 9 of Swords, you're frequently having to go against the grain of your friends, your family, people on TV, the news, whatever. You have to go against the grain, and that takes a little courage. But who's more courageous than an Aries? I want to know. Maybe there are signs that are as courageous, but nobody's more courageous than you. You are the ultimate warrior, the ultimate pioneer, and you are a positive person. In general, you're a very positive person. And so you have to remember that you don't need anybody else to approve of your attitude. in order to use it. But you do have to have the gumption. You do have to stand up to this Nine of Swords, because what that Nine of Swords is an old habit that you picked up, and it's time to drop it. It's just time to drop it. Five of Cups, Seven of Coins, and the Page of Swords. So this is it. The Five of Cups, this is something these are things that have happened in your life. And it's saying that even in the worst possible times in your life, you've had the ability to look for the best. You've had the ability to turn it around. You've had the ability and the strength and the skill to make the best out of horrible situations. And sometimes very silently, people look in awe at you, Aries. Like, how did they do that? How were they able to go from there to there and be so happy with a smile on their face as if it were nothing? Because, with you, you're so good at that. I don't even think you realize how amazing you are at doing that. It's like when the chips are down, you always have a straight. You always have a royal flush. I mean, you just turn it around. Actually, that's not a good analogy, because that's as if you rely on luck. You just figure it out. You play the hand that you're dealt, and somehow you win. You play the hand that you're dealt, and somehow you win. And you do it with such ease and grace. And a lot of times you don't even realize how amazing. Actually, I would say the bulk of the time, you don't realize how amazing you are, but everybody else does. But a lot of people are jealous of you for that. A lot of people think that you shouldn't have it so good from their point of view. There's no reason why they should be doing so well. They should be in the doldrums, because look at all the problems that they've come through. I've come through these problems too, and I'm not doing that well. Screw Aries. We hate Aries, right? There are those people that, and it's nothing to do with you. It's nothing to do with you at all. It's to do with themselves. Because when you can do so well in the face of such apparent opposition with grace and ease from the perspective of what other people see, some people get, all that does to them is it highlights how they're not doing that, and that they don't know how to do that. So rather than emulate you and use you as an inspiration, they would rather resent you for it. Right? And so there's that. But that's not the only thing that the Page of Swords represents. Some of the Page of Swords just represents how people in general are negative, that don't even care about you one way or the other. They're just negative in general, and how easy it is to get pulled into it and to pick up on that, because these people, the people that are so negative, usually are the ones that don't know what they're talking about, but they talk more than everybody else. And so they trade in worry. Don't get caught up in that. Just turn them off. Let them go. If somebody's going blah, 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 and it just makes your stomach turn it off. They're not helping. They're the problem, and so you don't owe them anything. You don't owe them you don't have to listen to them. You don't have to respond to them. You can shut the conversations down. You cannot return their calls. You can even ghost them if you want. You can do anything you want and anything you need in order to not feel as though you're beholden to these people that want to pull you into their nightmares with them. You don't owe them anything, because you don't live like that, Aries. You don't live in nightmares. You're one of those lights in the universe that's always trying to find the best, that's always trying to do the best and to do your best. And that really is something in this world. So be aware that you're so much better than you realize, because you live with yourself. You just take yourself for granted, but other people don't. Most people think you're amazing. Some people you really piss off, and you piss them off for the right reasons. for the right reasons, because they are so jealous that they can't be you, right? So be aware of that. Not everybody's your ally in this world, but that's okay because you're well taken care of. I haven't yet spoken of this Seven of Coins because it's the star of your reading. All of this to say, if you can really discipline yourself not to get pulled into the worry wagon, don't get on the worry wagon, and you stay with what you know how to do. No matter what it looks like on the outside, you know that if you get your attitude right, if you get your emotions right, that you can not only turn everything around, but you can transform it into something that was so much better than anything that's ever experienced for you. And that's what the Seven of Coins is. The Seven of Coins is saying where there was debt, there is prosperity. Where there was disease, there is healing. Where there was conflict, there is resolution. In the flesh, in the physical, in the nuts and bolts of this reality. And that you have that power. If you can just keep your focus, you have that power to have that overcome. How do you think these people are going to feel? They were so mad just at what you've done so far, but that's nothing compared to what you're about to do. What you're about to do is a miracle. Basically turning straw into gold, right? Turning base metals into gold, becoming so successful in so many different areas of your life where in their perspective, you have no business being so successful. How? They get so mad? Let them get mad. Let them be upset because they're just upset with themselves. It has nothing to do with you. Turn those people off. Hang up on those people, turn off those shows, whatever that is, whatever that stuff is, and you stay focused on those high emotions within you. And you recognize how magnetic you are, how focused you must be in order to do what you're about to do. And it's a huge amount of transformation. It's alchemy, Aries, and you're doing it. And you know exactly what you're doing. Every Aries listening to that is going to do it in their own unique, wonderful way. But do it, you will. Don't let them pull you out of that because they are jealous. And that's a good thing for you. It's a good thing for you. Hopefully they can turn that around one day, but who cares? Ultimately, your job is to turn them off and not care about them one way or the other. You're not here to save them. Anyway, thank you so much for spending some time. What a great reading, Aries. Thank you so much to the amazing moderators, Diane, Jennifer, and I am Her Eminence, and we will see you in a couple weeks, Aries. Blessed be.